Hey, what's up guys? Today I have a new lens with me here. It's Sigma 24-70 2.8 for Sony E-mount. As many of you know, this was released a couple months back, but we had no idea when this was gonna come. Sony has another 24-70 2.8. It's their G Master version, which actually starts about at $2,400, I believe, or around that range. So it can get really expensive. To get a zoom lens that's this good, it covers 24-70, which basically works for most people out there. So today I just want to do a quick unboxing video, maybe take some test shots, see how I have my first expressions of this lens. And of course there are many other tutorials on YouTube as well, so you can check them out as well. So yeah, so here we have the lens. Just gonna get right into the unboxing part. Some paperwork here. So as I did mention in my last video, Sigma does come out with really nice pouches, cases for the lenses. More paperwork. And then here we have the lens. Okay, so here we have the lens. As I did mention, it comes in a nice little pouch. This is actually really nice, just to make sure that you can keep your lenses in good quality for the whole time. If you just keep it in this, put it in your Pelican, I know it will cover a lot of space in your bags, but this will guarantee the protection of your gear. I'll open up. So here's the lens itself, and we have the hood here. Let's put this over here. So here's the lens. I do believe that it does come with an 82mm filter size, and I do actually love their filter sizing because 82mm is right before the point where Polar Pro stops making filters. So if you want to pick up a filter for this, 82mm is the same price as, for example, 67mm. You could potentially buy a 82mm filter for this and then just use step-up rings for any of your other lenses like the 67mm as well. So it comes with a hood, obviously. So here's the lens hood. And this seems like a pretty bulky, this doesn't seem like too heavy of a lens, but it does seem like it has some weight to it. Well, first reason being is it is 24-70 at 2.8. If you've ever carried or felt the G Master 2.8 24-70, you will realize that this is actually much smaller than that one. And another thing I do realize on this lens compared to my other Sigma lenses for Sony E-mount is that this is actually much smaller and lighter. I would probably compare this to the 35 1.4, which is equally as heavy. From what I know in the past is they've basically connected a whole little segment here where it's a pretty cheap way to make their lenses, where they would have their existing lenses, and then for Sony E-mount they would just attach the adapter here and just put a ceiling on top of it and make it a whole one lens, which is actually not bad, but at the same time it does add this much spacing to it. In this lens it doesn't seem like it's too big. For 35mm and 85mm it does seem to be quite big. So this right here is the 85mm. As you can see here, side to side, this lens is quite smaller compared to the 85 1.4 from Sigma. The big size, it being all the way this much space, it's actually covering almost half of this whole lens, just being converted into the Sony E-mount, which is as I said, which is a pretty cheap way to do the fix. For me at least, I have been traveling with this lens in my backpack and it does become really heavy at times. Another reason why I actually purchased this lens is so I can go anywhere and shoot with only one lens, and I think this will do a great job for it. And if I were to choose two of my best lenses at the moment for traveling, it would be this and the 20mm from Sony 1.8. This will do the job most of the times, and this is a killer lens. And let me tell you, from the reviews I've seen so far, there is no vignetting on the sides, and this was just a clear lens, and I think this is going to be the top competitor. Even though there is Tamron 25 or 28 to 75 already there, I think this lens is much better because it goes a bit wider and it takes a 24 to 70 aspect. Okay, so here we have it. I'm currently shooting on the 24 to 70 Sigma 2.8, and so far I think I'm really liking the colors and the sharpness of this lens. And it's currently shooting at 24 millimeters, and here we can zoom in and see how sharp it actually is. The focus did take a while to dial in, but as of now it's pretty decent, and it looks much sharper than my 20 millimeter did. It's pretty neat. However, I was clicking in the lens to the body itself, and it did take a couple of tries, and I was kind of worried, like, what's going on? Is the lens broken? Because I finally got it after so long. So it did get me worried for a sec, but it did work. Yeah, so I'm shooting at aperture 2.8. The shutter speed is about at 60, and the ISO is about 1000. So that's my current settings, what I'm shooting at, and I do find this lens really nice and sharp at the moment. So this is at 24 millimeters. As you can see, there is a lot of difference with the 20 and 24 millimeter, but it's only 4 millimeters, and it's something that, you know, 24 millimeters offers is that it's actually right at the wide range, and then if you go all the way to 70 millimeters, you can basically have a telephoto or a semi-portrait lens, and it works really good for almost every single occasion. So for this, at least, I would actually just carry this one lens and be happy with everything. I can take portraits, I can take landscapes, and everything that is being thrown at me. So for that reason, I purchased this lens, and I think I'm really happy with it so far. And if I have any problems with it later on, you'll expect a new video. This being said, this covers today's whole unboxing and first impressions video. So if you guys have any questions, please make sure to ask them in the comment section down below, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. So if you guys like this video, please make sure to like it, share obviously, and subscribe. And if you have any questions, again, please make sure to ask them in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.